Tune in to Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the opening day of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy at Leeds, India, after being put into bat first with 359 for the loss of 3 at close of play today, with captain Yashasvi Jaiswal scoring century on his debut as captain to become the fifth Indian captain scoring a century on his very first test as captain. He was unbeaten on 127 of 175 balls, hitting 16 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 73, and he was very well supported by Rishabh Pant, who was unbeaten on 65 of 102 balls, hitting 6 fours and 2 sixes. Earlier, England captain Ben Stokes winning the toss and put India into bat first. And the Indian opener put on 91 runs for the first wicket. 91, yes, of 151 balls between KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal. KL Rahul contributed 42 and Yashasvi Jaiswal 41. So the openers put on a very good 91 runs partnership, almost 100, but they lost their first wicket. Yes, the opening wicket fell, and opening batsman KL Rahul was the first man to go in the 25th over, and he made 42 of 78 balls, hitting 8 fours, caught by Joe Root of the bowling of Brydon Cars. A wideish delivery, and he chased it, got an outside end, and Joe Root held on to it. So the first wicket fell at 91. And back-to-back 2 wicket, Sai Sudarsan, who was playing his debut test match, although played 4 balls and was caught down the leg side. A loose delivery which should have been hit for a boundary, but got a faint edge, and Jamie Smith behind the stump moved swiftly, anticipated very well, and takes a diving catch toward his right. So India lost 2 wickets for 92. Yes, getting 91 runs opening wicket stand, but the second wicket could only add 1 run, and the debutant was out without scoring in his very first inning. But from there onward, India had brilliant partnership. The third wicket partnership of 129 of 164 ball between captain Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yes, Shubman Gill is scoring 63 of 79 balls, while Yashasvi Jaiswal 59 of 85 balls. But when the team's total reached 221 in the 53rd over, India lost their third wicket, and that is of Yashasvi Jaiswal after reaching his century. And this was Yashasvi Jaiswal's 5th Test 100 in 20 matches and 3rd against England. He was out after scoring 101 of 159 balls, hitting 16 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 64, and he was clean bowled by Ben Stokes, bowling round the wicket, angling in to the left-hander, and ball went through his bat and pad, taking the bails, and he was out at 101. From 3 for 221, India had another brilliant unbroken partnership of 138 for the 4th wicket of 198 balls. Rishabh Pant is unbeaten on 65 of 102 balls, and Shubman Gill contributed 64 of 90 balls. And when the stumps were drawn for the day after 85 overs play, India were 359 for the loss of 3 wickets. They scored their runs at 4.22 rounds. Yes, baseball cricket versus new Indian cricket team. The new generation of Indian batsmen is scoring almost 4.22 runs, which is as good as baseball cricket. Indian captain Shubman Gill reached his 6th Test 100 in 33 matches and 3rd against England. And he is also the 5th Indian captain scoring century as captain on his debut test match. Vijay Hazare was the first one who scored 164 against England at Delhi in 1951. Then Sunil Gavaskar, 116 against New Zealand at Auckland in 1976. Then Dalip Vengsarkar, 102 versus West Indies at Delhi in 1987. And then Virat Kohli, scoring century in both innings as captain in his debut test against Australia at Adelaide in 2014, scoring 115 in the first inning and 141 in the second inning. And now Shubman Gill is scoring an unbeaten 127 so far against England at Headingley in 2025. Looking at the England's bowling attack, Chris Stokes, 19 overs 2 made in 89 runs and no wicket. Braden Cars, 16 overs 5 made in 70 runs and 1 wicket. Josh Tonge, 16 overs no made in 75 runs and no wicket. Ben Stokes, 13 overs 1 made in 43 runs and 2 wicket. While Shoaib Bashir also bowled 21 overs, 4 were maiden, and he gave away 66 runs without taking a wicket. In the final session of the day, Indian batsmen added another 144 of 34 overs for the loss of just 1 wicket at a run rate of 4.24 runs per over. Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal's centuries put India in cruise control. Yes, the two faces of India's new generation of test batsmen traded sparkling centuries to dominate England on the opening day at Headingley. Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubman Gill cruised to 100 as opener and number 4 batsman respectively, shrugging off the absence of two modern greats whose retirements have vacated those rows. No Rohit, no Virat, no problem. Yashasvi Jaiswal, 712 runs in India's home series against England 18 months ago, and here he provided further evidence of his batting. His century was masterclass. In one offside stroke play, each of his 17 boundaries, including a vicious cut for 6 over cover, came on the offside. It took only 48 balls to move from 50 to 100. But Shubman Gill's innings, his first as captain, was even better. He picked the tempo that he wants from his side, charging to his fastest half century of 56 balls without offering a chance before cruising serenely to 3 figures. After lashing a cover drive for 4 to reach his 6th Test 100, he bowed to a standing ovation from his teammates on the dressing room balcony. On the other hand, Rishabh Pant reaches 50 in typical Pant fashion. England take the new ball, throw it to Chris Stokes, and after one defensive shot, Pant has seen enough. He gets down on one knee to slog sweep, throws the kitchen sink at it, and toe ends through mid-on for a truly filthy boundary. Everything seems to be going India's way, and Pant has brought up his 3,000 test runs. What a sensational day for India. A century from Jaiswal to maintain his remarkable record against England. A century from Shubman Gill to launch his captaincy in style. And an extraordinary unfinished symphony from Rishabh Pant that could turn into pretty much anything tomorrow. That stand is 138 and counting. Ben Stokes opted to bowl when all cricket logic said bat first, but it was in keeping with England's recent habit of preferring a 4th inning chase. They are looking set for a big one now.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.